Merry Christmas vlog. I am so excited that you guys are here. It's been a little while since we've done a video. So first off, before we start the video, I think I should probably do my makeup. So I will be back in one transition. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So we got our makeup on and I'm recording this on Christmas. So Merry Christmas. I just got a new workout set for Christmas from Amazon and I'm obsessed. It is red. Red is going to be my power color for 2024. I'm here for it. I'm loving red right now. Red is my favorite color. If you guys know me, you know that my favorite color changes. So this year, I guess right now, it is red. So I thought that this video would be kind of a recap of 2023. Where I've been, what I've been doing, and just to give you guys some insight if you're new here and you're watching this for the first time of who I am and what we're expecting for 2024. Let's hit the easy things for 2024, goal setting, and what my plans are. So 2024, and I'm looking over here because I have this calendar of the whole year that I can look at from my desk. Here is some things that's gonna happen. So I'm 27 right now. My birthday is January 15th. So I'm starting the year off and I'm going to be 28. I love being a Capricorn and turning like a new age at the beginning of the year because then I get a full year of that age. And I always remember when I was 28 as the full year, or as 27 for the full year. It's really like nice and it works out for me. So 2023 was my year of being 27 years old. So what did that look like for me? When I look back overall of 2023, this was a awkward slash, not necessarily awkward, but just a weird year because I turned pro and I did a pro debut and I had been working towards that pro status for so long that when it finally happened, it was weird. I don't know how to explain it. It was very out of body. I don't know how to explain it in a great way. It's like you always knew it was going to happen, but when it happens in real life, like you feel like you don't deserve it, or it's too soon, or you're not ready, and then it's happening and there's really nothing that you can do about it. And suddenly now you're a pro and you have new standards of like, how do I live and act? I've been trying to act like a pro for 6 years. I've been telling myself, you know, be the pro, act like a pro. And now that I am, what does that actually mean? Have I been doing it correctly? How do I actually level up and embody what it means to, you know, represent what a professional athlete should look like, what they should act like, what they should be doing with content and all this kind of stuff. But 2023 started off a little bit rocky. So at the beginning of the year, I competed 2022 at the end of December at NPC Nationals. So NPC Nationals was my last NPC show and I ended up getting 14th. I was in love. I'm gonna try to put stuff right here. I was in love with this physique. I worked so hard to accomplish this physique. I've never prepped so hard. I've never been more proud. I've never dieted harder. It was the hardest prep I've ever had in my entire life. And I was very confident going into the show that I was going to turn pro. I was very confident. So when I didn't turn pro and I didn't even make top call outs, I didn't even make top 10, it was very hard because something kind of broke inside of me of, oh shit, now what? Because you're on stage, you've worked so hard, spent so much time, so much money, so much years, so much emotion going into that show, and you're on stage and you're just putting yourself out there in this physique that you, like, I was so proud of myself. I think that's why it was hard to accept of like, I am so proud of me. Why can't the judges see? Like, can't they see how hard I worked? And it's always that internal battle as an athlete, because you know what work you had to put in there, but what is shown on the stage is not always what wins. And that's why it's such a hard sport, because it is 100% mental. Just because you think you deserve something and you think that you've nailed your conditioning, or you think that you get it, it's a subjective sport at the end of the day. So if they just didn't like your package, or you weren't perfectly filled out, or you were overfilled and you spilled, or whatever it was, it could determine your placing. So I was actually pretty tired because I did 2 preps like back to back, and did like an off season in the middle of the year, because I prepped from January of 2022 to April, and I did the Cutler. And then originally we were supposed to go on a run of shows. I was supposed to do all the national shows and try to turn pro that way, but we got second at a local level show, regional level show, and both me and my coach said, hey, there's no way of going to nationals and wasting our time. We know my feedback is gonna be grow my glutes, so let's take a mini off season, give myself a little bit more time, not be dieting, so we could go really hard towards the end of the year, give myself some more time to bring in the tie-ins and the glutes. So that's exactly what we did. After I stepped off stage April, I was a little disheartened because I thought I was gonna go into the Cutler Classic and get like an overall. Again, I was super confident in that package. I was ready to dominate. And it didn't happen that way. So I ended up getting second in my class, which I got nationally qualified, which was my goal. But then we did a little off season, still building, stay lean, stay super restrictive. And then back in August, so I prepped August, September, October, November, December. I prepped for 5 months straight after I've just prepping for January, February, March, April. So 2022, I prepped for 9 months total, which was a long time. Then after my show was in December, it was the first week of December, the second week of December, it was Olympia. So I went to the Olympia and I went to Vegas. So I think my show was in Orlando for nationals. Then flew the next weekend for the Olympia to Vegas. Did the Olympia, the Angel Competition Bikinis booth, did the 2022 Olympia fashion show, helped run that, was walking in the show, did a few photo shoots. I think I did 3 photo shoots while I was there to get like while I was stage lean. And that was a lot. And then I ended up getting sick on the trip. I got COVID when I came back. I think I was sick Saturday, Sunday, but like I couldn't be sick. Like I was starting to feel symptoms, but they didn't really hit me until I got home. Then I got home and had COVID for like 2 weeks. And then at the beginning of 2023, then me and the Angel Competition Bikinis team, we went to a cruise in Mexico. And at that time, I was in the middle of my reverse diet. I was feeling very sad. I was very, I don't know. I was like lost. I was like a little lost puppy dog of what do I do? That was my best. I pushed myself as hard as I possibly could. There really was nothing else that I could, like no stones were left unturned. That was the best. That was my very, very best. And it was really hard for me to imagine getting better than that, because I'm like, I was just so proud of that physique and that body. It was the best I've looked in my whole life. It was the best conditioning I've ever had. And so stepping off stage 14th, like I was really, it hurt. Like it hurt. I took it so personal and I never really came out of it. And it was 3 or 4 weeks post show where the WBFF started to come up. And I originally wasn't supposed to do it. I was not supposed to actually compete in this organization. It wasn't for me, it was for Hannah Rand brands. So Angel Competition Bikinis, at the new year, we were thinking about new products and new suits that we could launch. And couture suits. I saw these amazing bikinis that these athletes were wearing, and they were so intricate. They were even bigger and better than NPC. They were just like these beautiful bra tops with like layers and lace and beads. And I wanted Angel Competition Bikinis to pursue this market. I was looking at these suits. These suits are beautiful. Obviously, Angel Competition Bikinis, we do amazing suits for the NPC, but I'm like, hey, there's more athletes we can help. So let's start doing this. And I brought this up to Hannah Rand friends of, we kind of need an athlete to help us get in this market would you ever be interested in doing these shows? It's just like the fashion show. The conditioning is more of a natural look. I think you would be perfect for this. And this is all stuff that I was telling Hannah. And I just had seen it in passing from following Suits. And that's what it was supposed to be. So me and Hannah Rand friends started talking about this. So Hannah was like all for it. She's like, I've been needing something to get me back on stage. I just, you know, she can't compete against the enhanced girls. So she's like, this is perfect. I am excited about this. I was getting sad too because I've been retired for a long time. So Hannah was the person that was supposed to go into this organization. So she went, she found a coach, she started prepping, she started learning about this organization and telling me every single week what she was learning. So we would have weekly phone calls because we were in the process of designing her suit and just getting more education of what does this market look like? How many athletes are in there? Is this something that we want to pursue? Like, what do they want for their suits? And so she would tell me everything for the like 2 or 3 weeks that she was learning, and she was so excited about it, and everything that she was saying was really resonating with me. It was like this soft fit, feminine look, and it was photo shoot like, and their beauty was a big aspect of it. It was basically a fitness beauty pageant with a little bit of muscle, and they don't want you to look enhanced. They still want you to look curvy, but toned and tight. And I'm like, this is, when I saw it, I'm like, when I look at WBFF standards for their bikini division, I'm like, this is what I like to look like. Because when I started my bodybuilding career, it was 2016/2017. So if you look back at the Olympia winners at that time and the like top Olympians and pros, that was a very beach bikini look. And it's evolved, and it has evolved a lot over the years. It's changed. The standards have gotten harder. The level of conditioning has gotten harder. The level of muscularity that they want for the bikini athletes has been a lot harder. So it's almost like each year as the sport was evolving, I was evolving too, but the sport, like this is me, and this is the finish line. So it's like, okay, I would get a little bit better, but the finish line kept moving, and so it's like I could never get across the finish line. And finally, like 2022, I felt like I was so close, but I was still, you know, honestly, when I look back at my, objectively, now that I have food, when I look back at my nationals physique, I am so glad that I didn't turn pro, because it wasn't deserving, and my glutes look like shit. My glutes are not, they're not that great. I wasn't that conditioned in my glutes. Like, I was lean, but I probably needed to be 6 pounds leaner, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. If I was 6 pounds leaner, I could probably see the glutes, but if I was 6 pounds leaner with more muscle on my glutes, that probably would have been enough. And it was very unbalanced, and I just like get to see all these things. It's so interesting, and I'm like, yeah, definitely needed to work on my glutes. But you can't see that when you're dieting, and when it's your physique, you think, oh my gosh, this is my best. How can they not see that? I look amazing, and it's hard to accept that. So now but it's still, I have the thick skin. Coach Adam has always said, you have this, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's youthful, and I think it's with like almost like some type of like ethnicity. I think like Mexican/Native American skin tones. I have like thicker skin. My skin is just thicker, like not even, like physically it is thick. I've never had the only place I ever get striated is on my shoulders a little bit. I never ever get striations, not even in my back. My glutes, legs are always the last to come in. I rarely have abs. It's just kind of smaller. It's the Marine look. I have a very soft muscle like Marine and Jennifer Dory-ish, but Jennifer Dory gets a little more lean than I do. But I've never had that hard conditioning, and I don't know if I've ever been lean enough with enough muscle either. So it's kind of like is it the conditioning? Is it because I have thick skin? But I didn't have the muscle maturity either. So when I looked at the WBFF standards, I was just as lean as any of these girls. I was probably leaner than these girls with more muscle than these girls, and I was right on par for that soft, fit, feminine look. I'm a taller athlete. I'm a little more curvy. It takes me a lot to get lean. I carry my body fat pretty well, so when I do have a little bit more body fat, I don't look like I do. So it made sense. And I love modeling. I love the more sexy side of posing. I love posing. I love glam. I love glitz and crystals and designing and couture and all that stuff. And so I saw this future, and I saw these crowns and the sparkly diva queens, and I thought, okay, we have to be realistic sometimes and pivot. And I thought, okay, if I can't be the best in the world in NPC standards, if my body physically can't, I had to also look at what my life was gonna look like if I went down each path. It's very hard for me to get lean, and it's hard on me mentally, physically, and I was just not thriving. Hormonally, I still am having hormonal issues from dieting for so long, and I really think I needed a break from dieting. But when you're chasing that goal and that pro card, you just get lost in I guess it's almost an addiction of success and winning and wanting to be better and going to the gym and getting a little dopamine hit because you feel like you're inching closer to the finish line, and then you get to your show and you're just hoping that it was all worth it. And it comes together, and all that suffering was worth it, and it didn't happen. So when it doesn't happen, it kind of makes you question, like, why did I do that? Why did I put myself through absolute hell for 5 months straight, for 6 years straight? Did I just waste my time? So these were all the conversations that I was having with myself. And it was really hard because I had to just be realistic. There was the first time that I'd ever thought, maybe I never will be an IFBB pro. And that was the first time I ever super doubted myself. And I was just thinking, like, would I be okay without that title and without that status and without competing in my life? What would I look like as a retired athlete? And that was hard, man. Sometimes it's like genetically, maybe I wasn't built for that. And all these like self-doubt stuff started to creep in, and I'm like, you know what, whatever. I'm gonna try WBFF. Originally, the plan was not to get lean and just to do it as a fun thing in the off season. Go and do a WBFF show. Number one, see if I like it. See if I want to pursue it, see if I want to change my body. So I didn't change any training for the first show. I did a little bit more quads, but I needed to fill out my legs anyway, but I didn't switch how I was training. I was just basically an off season, and then I cut a little bit. I did a mini cut a little bit. Like, I was 147 pounds when I stepped on stage in April for the first time for the WBFF. And that was 10 pounds heavier than when I got off stage at NPC Nationals. I was 137 pounds at NPC Nationals December 2nd of 2022. So 5 months later, in April 9th at an Orlando WBFF show, I was 147, which was really odd that it was heavier, 10 pounds, and I ended up turning pro at that show. So I got first in fitness and then third in bikini. And it was like, gosh, it was so much fun. Like, I had such a good time on stage. It was an adrenaline rush. It was the first time that I was doing something new. I was outside my comfort zone. And my posing coach, she really taught me like how to win. I never had someone like give me confidence like that. So it was very interesting to see from a different type of athlete that wasn't doing what I had been doing and do posing with her, and then take her feedbacks and critiques and go into my show. So that was April. So me and Hannah Rand France both turned pro in April of 2023. And again, I was like, okay, now I have this pro card, I want to do something with it. So we decided that we're going to do Worlds, because Worlds is kind of like the WBFF's version of a world championship. It's kind of like their Olympia. It's their biggest pro show of the year, and you don't have to be qualified for it. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna do this now because I'm technically able to, and I want to do a pro debut anyway, and why not do it at the biggest stage? Why not? It's the same concept of doing a national show before you're actually truly ready to go pro. It's you're gonna get the best judges, you're gonna stand next to the top athletes, and you're gonna get really good feedback. So like, why not do a really hard pro show next to the best pros so you can actually see against the best standards what you need to work on. So then we started working towards Worlds, which was really fun, but I ended up pursuing bikini, not fitness, because again, soft, feminine look. I didn't want to bring super conditioning. If I wanted to pursue fitness, I'd have to really build my quads and almost become like a mini wellness competitor look for their fitness division. And I really didn't want to get super conditioned, so I wanted to kind of stay, my natural look is bikini. I like being a bikini model. I like having a kiss of abs and just kind of a maintainable year-round structure with some glutes and legs, and that's what my body likes too. So then we started switching to train for Worlds. I cut off basically shoulder training. I really only trained shoulders like once a week, and we did 5 days a week instead of 6 days a week of training. And I ended up having to go to 2 hours of cardio every single day and diet on 1,100 calories again, which I didn't think I was going to have to, but we just wanted to bring in a really great package. So I had a lot of fun. And that was April, May. I think that was August. So in between that time, this is 2023, guys. I'm trying to like play it all in my head. I also was at the Arnold in 2023. And me and Kim, this is going back before April. So it was January, I went on the cruise and decided that I wanted to switch organizations in January. I don't think I announced it until after I got back from the Arnold, because I knew I was already working towards WBFF at the Arnold, but I didn't make the announcement until after. So January, I made this decision to switch. So then I switched. Then I started working towards it towards February. March was the Arnold. So me and Kara got to go present the Bikini Finals Awards for the Arnold in 2023, and that was crazy. We were on stage with the top Bikini Arnold champions, plus we got to present like Laura Lee the title. Like, it was crazy. Arnold was on stage with us. There was like thousands of people watching. We were backstage with all these like really important people. It was like a once in a lifetime experience. And then we did the fashion show, and we had photo shoots going on. We went and trained at these like fitness gyms. That was crazy. And then the next month I ended up turning pro. So it was like a lot of these big events. Then April was like, okay, turn pro. Oh my goodness. Then what happened? I think May, we went on a vacation, and I was prepping for Worlds at the time, but when I came back, that's when the prep got aggressive. So from like May to August, I think I came back at the end of May or something like that. And then we just started going hard for prep. June, July, I don't think anything major happened. I know 2023 July, like 4 weeks out, I was in Vegas for a posing seminar, or for BamaCon, I think. I was there for like an angel competition bikinis. So me and Kimber got to hang out, got to work a booth. I think we did a photo shoot. So I was 4 weeks out, got to kind of scope out Vegas, and that was really fun. Then Worlds happened, and Worlds was a week long. Worlds was a whole entire week. So I got there on a Tuesday and I left on a Sunday. So I got there on a Tuesday and I left on a Sunday, but throughout that week, there's all these different types of events. I think I did two or three photo shoots. I did a bikini photo shoot. I did like a high fashion photo shoot for their magazine. I did posing practice. I did a few workouts and just getting ready for the show. We had our welcome gala. We had the media day, which was a themed day. So there's pictures for that. Then it's show day, which we had the morning show. Then we had the night show. Then we went out with my family after, stayed up super late. I think I ended up staying up to like 2, 3 a.m. just because we got done at like 10:30. Then we went out to eat until midnight, 1 a.m. Got back to the hotel, and I had everything in my hotel room was just everywhere. So I had to pack until like 3 or 4 in the morning because we were traveling to Idaho the next day. So I went to Vegas and then Idaho for a family vacation 1 week after in August. And that was really fun to get to see my family and get to be in northern Idaho in the middle of nowhere in the woods and go out to the lake and go boating. And that was really fun. Then finally came home in August and it was just a whirlwind of just back to back to back to back. Started reverse dieting in August and I've been reverse dieting ever since. I switched coaches from Coach Adam to Coach Kemper in September because Coach Adam is only taking girls for the last 8 weeks of prep. So he has the elite coaches for off season / beginning of prep, and then if you want to transfer to him for the end of prep to really like dial it in for the last 8 weeks, that's how Team Elite is switching. So I knew I was going to go on a long off season. So I switched to Coach Kimber in September to work for off season. Then I think what just happened, I think it was Olympia. I don't know, there's some other stuff that probably happened in there. But the next event was Olympia. So we had Olympia Fashion Show again. So this is the second Olympia Fashion Show in Orlando, not Vegas. I think 2023 was Vegas, and then 2022 is Vegas, and then 2023 was Orlando. So then we went back to the Olympia, and that was really fun. So we had our fashion show. It went over really well. We did a photo shoot the next day, meet the Olympians, and that was a lot of planning that we had really worked on. And then it was Black Friday. So I think the Olympia is in October, November time. Then we had Black Friday sales for Angel Competition Bikinis, which is our busiest time of the year. So getting everything ready for that. And then December, which is now we're the end of December, all sorts of things, planning for 2024 fashion shows and events and sales for Angel Competition Bikinis. So in 2024, I already have so much planned. So starting at the beginning of this year, cruise and my birthday. So I'll be 28 this year. And then February, I don't have anything planned. March, we have the Arnold Fashion Show at the first weekend of March, which I'm super excited. So I am one of the fashion show directors. If you're still interested in walking in any of our fashion shows this year, there is 8 of them. March is our first one at the Arnold. That is my favorite one. If there is any fashion show to pick, it is the Arnold because the crowd is amazing. It's on the main stage right after bikini prejudging. It's during the expo. You get to explore the expo, and if you wanted to go watch finals, it's just a huge fitness community all for the Arnold. It's so much fun. So I would highly suggest doing that. If you guys have questions, you can always let me know or drop comments below. But Arnold Fashion Show in March. So I'm helping run and work the booth for that in Columbus, Ohio. Then I think during that time, volleyball starts up. So I'm playing intramural volleyball from like January to March once a week, which isn't that much. And April time, I'm planning to start prep in like March/April, but April I have a few trips planned. I have a wedding to go to, and then I have Kimber show / so I have 2 different places that I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be in Colorado for a bikini competitor workshop and helping with the posing there, and then the following weekend go to Orlando for Kimber show. And I think I'm gonna be starting prep that month, and my client show is at the beginning of April, so I don't know if I'm gonna go to that or not, but April's gonna be a very busy month. May time, there's another fashion show in May in Baltimore. I don't have anything officially planned for travel scheduled. June time, I think there's another fashion show planned, and I don't know which ones I'm going to and which ones I'm not going to. July, don't think there's anything planned out in July. August, I think the Tampa Pro fashion show is going on, and maybe the Masters Only Natural fashion shows happening. September, I think it's Atlantic Coast Fashion Show or Atlanta Fashion Show, maybe, and then November I think is Atlantic Coast Fashion Show. Then this year the Olympia is in October, so I will go to Vegas because the Olympia is back in Vegas this year. So we're doing the Olympia Fashion Show in Vegas in October, and that's basically 2024. So there's more things that are gonna get added to it, and I might be competing in that year in August time. I'll probably decide in April if I'm ready to prep, or March and plan to do the Worlds. That's what I'm planning for right now, just one show, but we'll see how the year goes on. But for like goal setting, I really want to encourage you guys to focus on where you want to be in the next year, what do you want to accomplish, and just start filling your schedule and getting super, super busy. Like, look at your schedule. What habits do you want to have? What do you want to experience? Where do you want to go? What do you want to be? Like, how do you want to show up? And just find one thing to focus on, because sometimes I have years where I'm like, okay, I want to focus on this goal, this goal, this goal, this goal, this goal, and it's too much. I think it's better to focus on small things. So 2024, my goal is just the one word. It's just consistency. That's it. I just want to be consistent in whatever I do, whether it's nutrition, dieting, training, coaching, posing, stretching, YouTubing, editing videos, recording podcasts. Just want to be consistent. That's it. And that's an easy one, so you can use that too if you would like. But I thought I would like to recap or end the year with a little recap, a little sit down, a little look back in history, and just see everything that happened this year. It was a crazy year. 27 was very like up and down. But I feel like 28, I'm a little more mature. It's gonna be a growth year. I'm only gonna be dieting for 4-ish months, maybe of the whole year. And that will be the least amount of time that I've ever spent in a deficit in the last 7 years, which is crazy. So maybe, I don't know what 2025 is gonna hold, but in my head, I'm thinking I might take that full year off. I'm not exactly sure, or do like mini cuts throughout it. But this year, I definitely want to grow Savannah Sharp Fitness as far as posing and coaching a little bit more. Right now, I have 2 clients. I have a lifestyle and I have a prep client. So I'm excited to start building my team, getting some girls for posing. So if you guys are interested in doing posing, which I do multiple divisions, basically any bikini division I can help you guys with posing, whether it's FMG, WPFF, ABC, OCB, INGA, there's other ones, OCB, there's a lot of them. So if you guys need any help with posing, I would love to help you guys. So I have my booking link below if you guys want to do a session of posing this year. I also have podcasts. So let's talk about podcasts, man. So Cupcakes and Protein Shakes is my podcast that I started, I think in 2019, 2020. So it's like its 4th season. So season 4 of the podcast is starting in January. And I would love to know what episodes you guys are interested in hearing. So if you guys want any help throughout the year mindset, I would love to help you guys. I already have interviews scheduled. I have a ton of interviews scheduled. There's like 20 some interviews scheduled already for 2024. So if you like listening to, you know, stories of how to get to the stage, or just motivational stories about, it's all bikini competitors or bikini figure wellness. It's just female athletes, and we share our stories to the stage. I mean, if you want to come on, let me know. I only have one criteria. It's that you're a female athlete that has competed in some type of bodybuilding competition, at least one show, and you have a story that you want to share. So let me know if you guys are interested in coming on the podcast and sharing your story. You can DM me on Instagram and pitch your episode, and I'll get you the information to set that up. So I think that's a good place to stop. I know this is a long talky video, so if you made it all the way here, don't forget to like and make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna try to be consistent with YouTube content, so a lot more vlogs, day in the life of full days of eating in the middle of an off season, slash prepping, slash travels, fashion show vlogs, and everything in between. So if there's any specific videos that you guys are wanting to watch or you enjoy watching, please drop them below. I would love to hear more of what you guys are interested in watching this year. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and I hope that you guys, whenever you're watching this, that you crush your goals that we set. And hopefully you're setting them early so that way you're ready to attack 2024. I can't wait to see what's in store for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. See you in next week's video.